Are you a lighthouse or a tugboat? I had this great analogy the other day. And obviously, when we hear things like this, we think about ourselves and we think about how it applies to us. And when it comes to being a leader, trying to influence others to change their lives, we always want to think the best of ourselves. I think that's human nature. And I would put myself in that category. I would always like to think that I am out here, doing the best I can and I'm making a difference. And I know for a fact that I am helping people. But we always want to reach more people. We want to make a bigger difference. We want to make a greater impact. Let's be realistic here. Whether we're out here putting it out into social media or just living our life, I think everybody wants to know that they've helped others. Even if that's just their immediate circle, they want to be, doing something for the better. And they were talking about this, and they're talking about being a leader, whether that's, as I said, out here for all the world to see, or if it's just in your life with your family and those around you, that inner circle. There are two types of people in this. There's the tugboat and there's the lighthouse. Now, it comes from an old, I want to say prophecy. That's not the right word at all. But let's go with prophecy for today because I cannot think of the right word right this second. And so the tugboat and the lighthouse serve the same function. It's about guiding ships safely into shore. But they go about in two very, very different ways. The tugboat is about force. The tugboat is about taking you, grabbing you, pulling you along, just forcing you into shore against whether your will or, by any means necessary. We are going to fucking get you to shore. And this is taxing. This is taxing on the tugboat. It can be taxing on the vessel being saved because it requires constant effort. It requires, as I said, forcing the situation. And this means over time the tugboat gets broken down and needs repairs and needs maintenance and needs other assistance and all these kinds of things. It requires consistent effort. Whereas the lighthouse, it stands firm. And its job is to be the beacon. Its job is to just stand firm and withstand whatever's thrown at it. To be the beacon, the example, and to guide in. If you do the work and you successfully make it to shore, fantastic. If you don't listen and crash against the rocks, that is also your prerogative. And too many of us want to be the tugboat. We want to force this upon others. We want to insist that they do it this way. They want to insist that we go down this path. And we will make you do it in whatever manner is necessary to get you to shore. But in reality, we need to be the lighthouse. We need to be the beacon. We need to be the example. We need to be this shining light of what is possible, what can be achieved, what can be done, and just guide people to those conclusions. And as I said, I'd like to think I am the lighthouse, but on reflection, I'm probably a bit of both. That because I know the difference that these things can make in your life. I know the difference that becoming a man of your word, building incredible discipline of focusing on health and fitness as the tool to, an incredible life, the gateway drug to everything you want out of this life. I know how impactful it can be because I've lived it. This came about because this was my story. This came about because this is what I needed. And this is what I wish was available for me when I was in that state. When I was, depressed and I was sad and I was fat as fuck and ashamed of not just the man in the mirror, but who I'd become and who I'd let myself become. That I'd let my desire for sedation and comfort and ease override my choice to be the best version of myself, that override the decisions to do what was necessary, not just for me, but for my family, for my wife, for my children, for those around me, that I'd become a hypocrite. And I hated who I was. I hated the man in the mirror. I hated the life that I'd built based on those decisions, on those easy choices, on choosing instant gratification over long-term success. I hated all of it. I did. And yet I kept showing up and making those decisions. And it took, as I've discussed many times on here, way too many wake-up calls. It took way too many times of the universe knocking and then pounding and then fucking clubbing me over the head to actually wake up and go, this is unacceptable. I have to change. This is not who I want to be. I have to make a different choice. It took, as I said, more than I am proud to admit. And so I built this by trial and error, by mistakes, and just showing up over and over and over again. And if I had to go back to the start now, the results I've gotten today, I reckon I'd get in one phase of 126. I'm on to phase 5. And those are the same things that I can pass on to you. I've learned all the lessons, I've made all the mistakes, and I can deliver onto you in a rapid succession incredible results. But I did this because it's what I needed. And then I wanted to be the beacon. I wanted to be the light. I wanted to be the leader. Because this can change absolutely everything for you if you're willing to do it. If you're willing to let it change everything for you. It can be unbelievable what this can do for you. But because of that, I think I became the tugboat. I want to force you into it. I'm like, here, let's fucking go. Here, do it. Do it. No, and I lost sight of just sharing, just leading by example, just being the beacon. And yeah, I'm still going to have some harsh views. Yeah, I'm still going to have some really definitive views on this. Having been the weakest version of myself, I think it is mandatory. I think it is your duty, honor, and obligation as a father, as a husband, as a man, to become the greatest version of yourself. And that comes from a place of having been there and having been so disgusted with myself, having seen what, those choices leads to. It's not a pretty place. It's not acceptable. Like, that's the bottom fucking line. We were put on this earth for more than just existing. Just going to work and coming home and sedating on the couch and watching our life pass us by. We're put on this earth to do something. And even if that doesn't mean anything in the world, it could just be do something in your own family. But I keep coming back to this one. You are not the best version of yourself. You are failing your wife and your children and those who love and adore you by choosing the easy way out. By choosing shit that doesn't matter. You are not stepping up and stepping into the greatest version of you, and you are failing them with that decision. But to get you to change, I can't force that upon you. Because even if I do convince you through force, by dragging you forward into it, unless you fundamentally change in here, at some point something will shift. You'll reach a point where the pain has shifted far enough out and you'll be like, that's enough. It's good enough. And you'll call it quits. You have to fundamentally change here. You have to fundamentally change who you are. And then, and only then, will you truly commit to it. And B, can you make a change for the long term? This is the separator. This is the difference maker. And this is what is required. So we must do better. But I also must do better. And I think that's part of the human condition. I firmly believe that it's just, this is part of life, is growing and learning at every stage. And the fact that anybody thinks we're ever done is just mind-boggling. You know, I'm, 527 days or something into this. And every day is a new adventure. Every day is a new learning curve. Every day I'm learning how to do better, to be better. And I have to keep leading by example. I have to keep showing up as the best version of myself. But not to force you, but to lead. And I need to share more of my journey on that. I need to be the lighthouse to guide you in. You know, a friend sent me one yesterday, and it was like, if you feel that you have something of worth to share with the world, and you're showing up to lead and no one's there to follow you, it means that you aren't truly leading by example. It means you aren't truly in alignment with your message. And it's at that point that you need to have some reflection and introspection and truly look at yourself. Fuck, that one hit me in the gut. So if I am not reaching, which I'm not, I want to reach as many people as humanly possible. I want to change as many lives as I can. And if my message is not resonating with enough people, it means that I am not authentically living enough of this. So I must bare my soul. I must truly step into it and share the struggles and share the ups and downs and be even more in alignment with my message and who I am trying to be. I am by no stretch of the imagination where I want to be in this life. We've spoken about it before, blissful dissatisfaction. Not even close to where I want to be in this life. But I'm damn well closer than I used to be. And I am happy and appreciative of how far I've come. But I cannot stop. I cannot settle. I cannot go, this is good enough. I firmly believe that more dreams have been killed with the phrase good enough than anything else. Because we reach a point where either the pain goes away or we go, it's better than I could have wanted. And we just accept and we stop. And we cannot do that. We cannot accept that. We must continue to strive forward and reassess and reevaluate and continue to push forward. Just because you are better than where you were does not mean that you are done. I believe that we must continue growing and elevating and pushing and striving for more until the day God calls us home. We continue to push forward and forward and forward until the job is done. And the job is never done. There are more people to inspire. There is more to be done. There is more growth to have. There is more that can be achieved, and this life is forever an adventure of what could be possible if we continue to push forward, if we keep testing our limits, if we keep seeing how much more we could give. So my question becomes for you, my friend. Are you ready to step up and be the lighthouse? Are you ready to lead by example? Not knowing who you could inspire, not knowing who you could reach, but just showing up every single day, day in, day out, without exception, without question, no matter what, doing the work to be the greatest version of you, to be a beacon, to be a lighthouse in the storm, to show others what is possible when they're willing to commit, when they're willing to go all in on it. If you are ready for that, if you are ready to separate yourself and be that beacon, well, demanding greatness is a hell of a place to start. It is one hell of a place to begin this journey. And I promise you, you will be a different man on the other side. And they will ask you how you've done it, and you will be the beacon of showing what is possible when you commit to yourself. So if you're ready for that, click the link in my bio, or comment demanding greatness, and let's see who you can be on the other side. And I cannot wait to see you then.